It's 2 a.m. You're lying in bed, phone in hand, thumb hovering over that keyboard. You've typed and deleted the same message 17 times. Hey, how are you? Delete. Just thinking about you. Delete. Can we talk? Delete. Stop right there. What I'm about to share will either save your dignity or shatter the illusion you've been living in. Because that message you're about to send, it's not hope, it's self-destruction in disguise. I'm going to talk to you like you're my own brother sitting across from me at 3 a.m., coffee getting cold, pride already shattered. You know that feeling when someone you cared about suddenly becomes a stranger? When every seen notification feels like a small death? Here's what nobody tells you about modern relationships. The moment you start chasing someone who's walking away, you've already lost. Not just them, but yourself. Today, we're going to explore why your silence is the most powerful weapon you'll never use, and how walking away isn't giving up. It's leveling up. This isn't about playing games. This is about reclaiming the man you were before you became someone else's option. Let's destroy the most dangerous lie you tell yourself. Maybe she doesn't know how I feel. Brother, she knows. She's known since message 3. She saw it in every double text, every immediate reply, every time you made yourself available at her convenience. You think you were being mysterious? You were an open book written in desperation. Here's what really happened. She felt your energy, measured your investment, and made a choice. When a woman wants you in her life, she doesn't create distance, she builds bridges. She doesn't leave you wondering, she makes it obvious. Think about it. Has any woman who truly wanted you ever made you guess? Ever left you analyzing her last K response for hidden meaning? Of course not. When someone wants you, they move toward you like gravity, effortless, natural, unstoppable. Every text you send now isn't showing love, it's showing denial. You're denying the reality that someone who knew your heart chose to walk anyway, and that denial is keeping you trapped in a story that already ended. Just one more text. Sound familiar? You're not sending a message, you're feeding an addiction, the addiction to false hope. You tell yourself it's closure, but closure doesn't come through their phone. It comes through your acceptance. That message isn't brave, it's fear wearing a disguise. Fear of silence, fear of finality, fear of the version of you that doesn't need them anymore. But here's the thing about fear. It's a terrible navigator. It keeps you circling the same dead-end street, hoping the road will magically change direction. Every time you reach out to someone who's pulled away, you're choosing comfort over growth. You're choosing the familiar pain of rejection over the unfamiliar strength of self-respect. That silence you're so afraid of, it's not empty, it's pregnant with possibility. The possibility of becoming someone who doesn't need validation from people who've already shown their true colors. The pain you feel when you don't text them. That's not weakness, that's your character being forged. Don't text your way out of your transformation. Every unreturned text is a withdrawal from your value account. Think of attention like currency. Every time you spend it on someone who doesn't invest back, you're going bankrupt emotionally. When she knows you'll always text first, always be available, always be there, she doesn't have to respect your time. You've taught her that your presence has no price tag. Real value lives in scarcity, not abundance. You don't chase a diamond, you earn it. You don't beg for gold, you become worthy of it. The moment you make yourself constantly available to someone who treats you as occasionally convenient, you've taught them exactly how much you're worth. Nothing. But here's the beautiful paradox. The moment you stop chasing, you become worth chasing. The second you stop being predictable, you become precious. When you stop proving your worth, you start living it. Your presence should feel like a privilege, not a given. Your attention should feel like a gift, not an obligation. And your silence should feel like a loss, not a relief. If you meant something real to her, you wouldn't need to remind her you exist. A woman doesn't forget a man who made an impact. She doesn't need follow-up text to remember how she felt. When someone matters to you, they live rent-free in your thoughts. Not because you forced them to, but because they earned that space. Stop romanticizing mixed signals. I'm not ready, while she's actively dating others, isn't confusion, it's clarity. She's clearly telling you that you're not the person she's waiting to be ready for. I need space. While maintaining an active social media presence isn't processing, it's positioning. She's positioning herself away from you specifically. The woman who wants you makes it easy, not complicated. She creates space for you in her life, not obstacles to navigate. She leans in when you text, not away. Your message won't change her mind, it'll only prove you're still willing to accept breadcrumbs when you deserve the whole meal. Your silence isn't punishment, it's power. Reclaimed. There's a difference between ignoring someone to manipulate them and going quiet to protect your peace. This isn't about revenge. It's about energy management. Your focus, your time, your emotional investment, that's your life force. When you give it to someone showing low interest, you're making a terrible trade. But when you go silent, really silent, something shifts. Not because you're playing games, but because you're no longer playing them. She won't miss you until you're gone. As long as you're liking her posts, viewing her stories, sending those just checking in texts, you're not really gone. You're lurking in the background of her ego, a safety net she can always fall back on. But when you disappear completely, when your name stops appearing in her notifications, when her posts get no reaction from you, when the digital space you used to occupy becomes empty, that's when she feels it. Not the loss of someone who begged for her attention, but the absence of someone who respected himself enough to walk away. High-value people don't argue for a spot in anyone's life. They don't campaign for affection or lobby for love. They walk where they're celebrated, not where they're tolerated. When someone starts pulling away, high-value people don't chase, they observe. They don't convince, they conclude. They don't send desperate messages, they send a clear message through their absence. This isn't ego, this is clarity. You don't force someone to see your worth by diminishing it through desperate acts. You step back and let your absence remind them of what they had access to. You already mattered. You already offered something real. She just didn't value it enough to fight for it. That's not a reflection of your worth. It's a reflection of her priorities. So here's your mission, and it starts right now. Delete her number, not to hurt her, but to help yourself. Every time you have to actively search for her contact instead of having it readily available, you create a barrier between impulse and action. Turn off read receipts. Your response time isn't a negotiation, it's a boundary. Focus that energy you've been wasting on someone who doesn't appreciate it and redirect it towards someone who does. Yourself. Hit the gym. Build something. Learn something. Become so busy building your own life that you forget to check if she's watching. And here's the most important part. Don't announce your silence. Don't send a farewell text explaining your new boundaries, just disappear. Let your actions speak louder than your words ever could. Your silence is your strength. Your absence is your answer. Your focus on yourself is your future. The right person won't make you choose between your dignity and their attention. They'll celebrate both. Now stop reading this and start living it.